Alright, hey everybody, and welcome to a few episodes of Monster Hunter World. Now, I remember when this game came out, I said I wouldn't be playing it for the show, and that was kind of true. I wouldn't be going through the story mode, because I was playing it on my own. But, you know what, I felt like I wanted to play a little bit more of this. I felt as if I was, letting it slide a little bit in my regular playtime, and I wanted to get back into it, and I figured, you know what? Some people have wanted to see in some really beautiful games lately, and I figured Monster Hunter is an extremely beautiful game, so why not play a few rounds? Why not destroy a few monsters? So, this is not the beginning of the game, as you could obviously see. Hold on, we'll back out to view my character here. As you can see, I am obviously not in beginner armor. I am in the Odogaron set. Or the Odogaron, however you'd like to say it. I like to say Odogaron, because Odogaron sounds more sinister and more beast-like. So, I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and do some missions. Now, I'm on a few of the story missions, but I just wanted to go back and get, just some older monsters, maybe. Just to practice, get back in the warm-up. Maybe go after the Legiana. I haven't fought the Legiana all that much, and it's a kind of in-the-air sort of monster. Players will just go to 1, set passcode, yes. And I just make sure to cut that out so you don't have to see the passcode or nothing. And we'll go to, I believe, Northeast Camp is better for... Now, I think the Southern Camp is usually better for... Let's toggle a voucher, why not? I rarely ever use the vouchers, so let's use them. And, so yeah, I just wanted to do some monster hunting, and we're going to go ahead and fight a monster called the Legiana. And the Legiana is a flying, electric-based dragon type, I think. It's a wyvern. I mean, they're all kind of dragons, really, but it's a wyvern type. So I wanted to get back into the game. I wanted to do something that I've fought before and can easily take out. As you can see, I've got a really big, beefy axe on my back. I use the switch axe a lot. I also use the insect glaive and the bow, the long bow, on occasion, but I like the switch axe the most. The switch axe is definitely where I'm in my comfort zone. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we have all of our items for the quest. Can we maybe pop a few more potions in there? There we go. What do we got here? Well done steaks. I can cook a few of those on the thing. But let's go ahead and make sure that all of our extra items that we don't necessarily need are in our bag. We don't need the trank bombs. Maybe we'll keep the trank bombs, actually, because do I have a trap? Do I have a trap? Because if I had a trap, that would be amazing. Trank bombs, trap. Let's see if I can't find a trap in my bag, because I might want to trap this monster. Trapping monsters is fun, as well as killing them is. Killing them is kind of like an outright, just a big show of strength, but trapping them can also be a good viable option for getting more items, more crafting materials from said monster that you're looking for. This game is basically all about farming, and Buff Cat's got a quest for us, so why not? Let's talk. Our mission is ready, but we want to get a food buff before we go out. You're interested in bulking up the canteen with more ingredients? Now that's what I'm talking about. But he's buff, so he should be like, take care of the quest, chef. Quest, pumped to deliver, and we'll get that menu so jacked you won't be able to lift, bro. You want the gains? You want the glory? Then deliver the goods. Don't let me down. I love Buff Cat. He's great. So we got to go to the Rotten Vale and deliver 4 forgotten fossils, but that's not what we're doing. We are going to go ahead and we are going to pay the Buff Cat. Pay with money. Why not? We got tons of money. To give us attack up, elemental resist up. Yeah, that sounds good. It's easy, but what's down here? Elemental resist up, medium. Ooh. Let's see here now. Yeah, that would be slightly better for us, because we're going up against an elemental dragon, I think. And I usually skip this because I've seen it so many times, but I'm going to keep this in just for everyone who hasn't seen it and likes to watch the chef cats do their jam. I love how all the little tiny cats do all the work, and then Chef Cat comes in just to, put the flourish on it, and then bam, there you go, there's your meal. And then you dig in like a big heathen. And yes, that is my character, Mrs. Dinkelberg. Dinkelberg is back. She has got a very shiny eye tattoo and very shiny lips, because I wanted to kind of make a monstrous character. Just a big old monstrosity. She looks beautiful, but she's also a monster. You can barely see it when she's wearing the Odogaron set, though, because the Odogaron set gives you that big white ponytail and covers your face, but the orange eye tattoo does stand out like she's wearing a scouter while wearing it, so it's super, super cool. It just kind of works in that whole mix of things, So the whole thing of Monster Hunter is to hunt monsters. Big surprise, right? Oh my god. But you have to do it in certain specific ways. Let's see here now. I believe if I hold L1, I'll pull up my rotary, and then we can go and get... Where's my well-done steak? There it is. It's been a while. It's been a few months since I've played. So, that's why I wanted to pick an easier monster to go ahead and get. So we have, I believe, our scout flies telling us to go this way. So we'll go ahead and jump down. And keep jumping down. Can we keep jumping down? There we go. Unless they're telling us to go back up now. The scout flies sometimes don't know where you want to go. Right at the beginning, so you kind of have to, like, figure out exactly where you'd need to go. Sometimes they're, like, between levels. Like, they were telling me to go to the mushroom. Okay, I hadn't gotten the big directional yet. Sometimes I forget what level of, return to the headquarters? No, not return to the headquarters. I think I picked the wrong starting camp. Oh, no, okay, I remember, I just went to the wrong side. Haha. Circle, and we'll jump off here. So what you have to do is you have to first find tracks. Like, you have to find out where your prey is going to be at. And then you have to start gathering information about its whereabouts and how far it is from you, etc. And through that, your scout flies will start picking up its scent. And then you can go ahead and start tracking it for reals. And then once you get a lock-on on it, you can then start actively going after it as if it was a big target. So I think the Legiana is somewhere up top, so we have to start gaining ground, which I think is somewhere around here. At least this is one of the areas to go up. So the reason why we ate the steak to begin with, we stood around and ate that steak, was because it gives you extra stamina, and stamina is a really good thing to have, especially when you're running around these big open areas trying to find your prey. You can also find things like this that are honey, you know, just helpful crafting items. You can also pick up like sling pods to help you, you know, fire off. Oh, the Powlamoo? No, we don't need to fight the Powlamoo. The Powlamoo's not on our radar right today. There's also these tiny little insects and stuff that you can fight, and other animals that don't necessarily pose a huge threat. Oh, and I missed. Oh, no, I didn't. There we go. Perfect. Hup! Nailed it. So a big component of Monster Hunter is literally running around tracking your prey, but that's kind of where a lot of the fun comes from, because then you can find things like this, where you can get like the sleep toad, and if you kick the sleep toad while a monster's near it, it will start applying a sleep debuff to it and put the monster to sleep. It will also put you to sleep too, so don't accidentally kick the toad if you're not ready for it. My cousin... Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I jumped off. Circle is jump off. X is the fast climb with the hook. At least I think it's faster. It feels faster. Doesn't make it faster. And you can never go... If you pick a mission where you have to hunt a Legiana or any sort of specific monster, you'll never be put in a region where you can't find it. So that's a cool thing that the game does for you, is it always puts you in an area where you could potentially find... Can I... Wedge Beetle? Yeah! Wedge Beetle! Look at that. That was tight, wasn't it? Now I'm all the way up here so quick. You have to keep an eye out for things like wedge beetles and other shortcuts. They really will help while playing this game. Now, when I usually fight the Legiana, I usually go with my... Oh, there we go. We got some Legiana tracks. Some claw marks. So that'll help us track it down. Now our scout flies have the scent, or at least have the trail. So now the more we pick up, the more research we will get for the Legiana, and the more points we will get for our research team, which will then help us get bonuses later on. Because the more research points you get for a monster, the more inherent benefits you'll get when trying to go after that monster the next time. So I think if you level up your research to like level 3, what will happen is your research team will then basically give you enough data that your scout flies will automatically know where that monster is when you enter the level, so you won't have to go find clues anymore, because you fought the monster so often. Oh, hold on, was there another track there? Perfect. Oh, there's a bone pile right here, too. Let's grab some bone piles. Those little mosquito things won't usually mess with us unless we mess with it first. So, gathering items is kind of a big component to this game as well. It's very crafting heavy, so if you are not a big fan of crafting, this probably won't be a game for you. So where are we going? Ah, we're going up here. I got turned around. You can kill those little guys to gain additional sets of armor as well. Everything in... Well, not everything in this game, but most things in this game have a set of armor. Oh, there's the Legiana right there. So, there she is, right there. Let's see if we can't get like a cool... Let's see, what's this, a Wiggly Lochi? Or a Wiggly Lychee? There, that'll give us a stamina buff. But let's see if we can't get like a drop off of, like a jumping attack on the Legiana. That would be super tight. I mean, I doubt it, but... Oh, mounted! First attack mount! So, you can mount in these games. Oh, you gotta hold on, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. There we are. And now I'm just stabbing it. I'm on its back, and it's trying to shake me off, and I'm just stabbing the crap out of it. Just stabbing it. Now, if I stab this enough, it will eventually weaken, and it will fall to the ground in a tired state because I've just stabbed its head so much. It's kind of not really doing much, to be honest. And now we can just easily just jam circle, which is the wild swing, or as I call it, the meat grinder, right up on its head. And doing some massive damage. Look at that, we staggered it. Bam. And now it's probably gonna... dodge roll. Yeah, there we go. You can also put your weapon away in mid-combat. If you look at the top left, you'll see that I've got a green sword-like icon underneath my yellow meter. That is my sharpness for my weapon. Now, most weapons in this game have sharpness. Some weapons will lose sharpness much, much faster than others. And others will not. Some weapons even have a higher level of sharpness than others will. And then there are some weapons, like the bow, that don't have a sharpness at all, because you fire projectiles, and therefore the projectiles need to be sharp, but no more than once. So there we go. So now my sword meter is now yellow. So that means my weapon damage is now lessened, and it could potentially not be enough to harm the Legiana. We've also got this like kind of cool little sling launcher that you can launch pods. There are different types of pods. Right now I've just got rocks, which are basically your, aggro mini hit kind of chip damage sort of thing, but you can get like stun pods or flash pods. I believe I actually have flash pods. Let's see if I can't get out of the way of this ice attack here, because I think we're actually weak against ice with the armor we have. I thought this was electricity, but it's ice. I forgot. That was my bad. So let's see. We can't actually get it down yet. There we go. Come on. Come on back down, girl. Ow! Ow! So we're going to need to potion up real hard, but that's fine. You can also run while potioning, which is a very good, helpful thing. Whetstone. Can I wet... Oh, no. I grabbed onto the edge. I wanted the whetstone. Probably a bad time, but you never know. I like risking the biscuit. Yeah! The whetstone worked. Perfect. So our weapon damage is now back up to maximum. And so the more we hit it, the more it will work. I should pretty... I should pretty much back up and then apply some sort of... Oh, Vigor Wasp delivery. Okay. So my Palico, who's named What Beef, ironically enough. Or not ironically enough, coincidentally enough. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on fighting a giant monster. Words are not my forte right now. But, so, wow, those little, like, Calico things or whatever, Kelbies. I think they're called Kelbies. They were just shook, shook by that roar of the Legiana. I also have a debuff on me right now that's making my stamina meter blue. If you're wondering what that is, I have been chilled, which means my stamina does not regain as fast as it usually does. So I should probably go ahead and equip maybe a... Where's my shock? Where's my shock? Flash pods. There we go. I equipped my flash pods into my sling launcher that I used earlier, that you saw me shoot the rock. So now if I hit this monster with... Oh! Okay, it pieced out. So while a monster will only entertain fighting you for so long before it just wants to leave. And when that happens, you have to go track it again. Now, you don't need to pick up more research, but research is still really good to pick up while you're doing this, just because it will help you get those points. And, yeah, so now that our scout flies have the, like, scent, let's say, of the Legiana, it will always tell us where she is. So here we are, she was right here. We could maybe use the Wedge Beetle to, maybe get an attack in on her, like a aerial mount again. So let's see if we can't. And... Oh, no! It was just out of range. Dang it. And right in front of her. That's just the kind of cool thing you can do in this game. It's just like a goal for those major hits. But enough about... Oh, and I rolled through the ice. Congratulations, me. You can also lock on, which I haven't been doing. Right? Because I like having the free camera for some fights like this. Just because I like seeing where I'm going. And rolling out of the way, keeping my camera, where I need it to be. Not where I don't need it to be. And sometimes when you lock onto monsters, it's just not a good time. It really isn't. Some monsters are just so big and so unpredictable with their movement sometimes, or erratic, that it's really hard to keep locked onto them. So let's see, we can swing off this. We can swing off of it. Let's see if we can't. Dinkelberg, please go that way. Yeah. Oh, you coming up? You coming up? Well, let's see if we can't. Let's see if we can't get you. Oh, come on. I'm pressing the button. Come on now. Come on now. I'm pressing the button. Yeah! I hit it in midair. That was cool. It wasn't as cool because I was pressing circle to try and get off, but circle was not the button. X was the button. So let's see if I can't flash pod this thing right in the face. There we go. Flash pods will stun them. You'll see the little Tweety birds up above their head. Some monsters will get, like, stunned outright, and some will start attacking random directions. But here we go. We knocked it down. It's now tired, or not really tired, but it's now stunned, and we can get on the ground in the meat grinder, as I call it. And the best thing about our switch axe is we can actually switch it to this huge greatsword, which then starts charging up as well. And if we get up to this big, huge glowing sword, and then we use our mega attack on this guy, we can unload a huge burst of damage right into its face. Yeah! Called a zero-sum limiter, or a zero-sum burst, I think. I forget exactly what that attack is called, but it is one of our biggest attacks that we have. Just absolutely decimated its face. And over on the side, you'll see things like parts broken. That means we broke a part of the Legiana. So we could have higher rewards come later on, depending on if we break certain parts. Like, if you sever something's tail, if it has a severable tail or a severable limb, you can usually 100% loot that limb. Wait, are we not going down here? I thought it was telling me to go down here. Okay, well, whatever. You can then loot that limb by carving up that limb and usually guaranteed get a tail or whatever thing you cut off the monster. Where are you telling me to go, Scout Flies? Where are you telling me to go? I could always pull up my map. I'm going to use this Vigor Wasp here, though, to heal up for free instead of wasting my potions. So let's see here now. Vigor Wasps are here, and they're telling me to go where? This way. Okay, I'm following. I went this way, but then you told me to go back, so I don't know what you're doing. Sometimes the Scout Flies can go a little wonky. There we go. It also depends on what region the monster is flying through. So sometimes if you don't wait long enough before following the Scout Flies, what will happen is they will think it's going through one area and it will tell you to go back the way you came. But really the monster was just flying over that area. Whoa, hey now! Get out of here, Big Mama. We also did not whetstone our weapon, which we should before it comes back while we have this sort of downtime and while it's below us. There we go. Always got to make sure your weapon is properly whetstoned. It's coming back up? Wonderful. Hello, lady. Madam. Oh, did you actually shriek at us? Is that what you were doing? Are you shrieking? Now, the reason why you can't just keep, like, using your flash pods against monsters is because they will become immune to the flash pods eventually. Oh, I got a part broken. Did I break its leg? Well, guess what? It's going in the meat grinder now. Meat grinder. And another thing you might be wondering, like, if I'm using the switch axe, why don't I just keep using the greatsword if that's, like, my strongest thing? Well, the greatsword's got kind of a, like a juice meter to it. You have to load it with vials, or files, I guess. And when doing that, you expend the files inside the weapon to charge it up with its elemental property. Some of them have fire, some of them have, like, energy, some of them have, like, power or draining. There's a lot of different things you can get with your switch axe. The exhaust ones are pretty good because it will make them tired more quickly. But the whole key is you have to kind of manage where you're going and how much juice you have, and then use your big zero-sum limiter on a nice vulnerable part, or a part that you can at least hit, and then just unload into its face like that. Oh, yeah. I also think my weapon is good against fighting the Legiana because it's a fire-based weapon. Also, I saw a crystal here. If you defeat a monster, if you jam up a monster real bad enough, it might drop these materials. So I got a Wyvern's Tear. A Wyvern's Tear is a standard item that you can get by smashing on a Wyvern-based dragon enough. Sometimes you can get, like, scales. Like, if a monster has scales or pieces of hide, you can sometimes get those to drop by beating on them. So that's a cool little aspect, is if you do things right and blast a monster in its weak points or its breakable parts enough, you could get rewarded with those parts. Or at least a part, I should say, a part of the monster that you're fighting, which is super cool. I like it. I like definitely playing this multiplayer. Oh, hold on. Hold on, I'm stunned, aren't I? I'm stunned. Yep, I'm dead. I'm toasties. Hold on. We gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. Gotta drink. Potion, 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 potion. And I'm also frozen, too. Let's use a Mega Potion. Mega Potions will heal far more than regular potions. Wonderful. Oh, come on, Beef. Beef, don't bring him here near me. Don't bring him near me. Come on now, Beef. You're supposed to be the distraction. You're the delicious little palico. So if you're wondering why I have a cat with me, every hunter has a palico companion. And palicos are basically like your squires. They also help you fight. So you can load up your palico with armor sets just like you do with your character. And you can match, or you can have a palico with certain stats to do certain things. So there we go. The monster has fled. It has had enough of our shenanigans. So I'm going to pick up this piercing pod. Piercing pods can be attained by beating on... Ooh, monster material. Legiana scale. Ooh, look at that. We didn't even know there's a scale under there. We just tried to climb up this rope. This vines. And we got an item. So whetstone, right? Got to make sure. Got to keep on our weapons. So usually most monsters that you have to go fight, just regular hunt monsters, is a 50-minute trial. So you've got 50 minutes to fight these big guys, and some of them might take that long depending on how buff they are, or depending on how you don't know how to fight them. Generally, it's pretty easy to figure out how to fight some of these monsters, simply because you'll understand where you can hit them and where you can't hit them pretty quickly. Some monsters have like big heavy heads that you can't break through immediately, so you might have to go to a different area of their body, like say their stomach or their feet or their legs, but that's, you know, those are pretty few and far between. The Legiana, I believe, doesn't have much armor because, oh, Palomalu data, might as well pick that up. I like the Paolamu. I might fight that next episode just because it's a cute furry flying thing. I might use my bow and arrow for that though. Melee weapons against flying characters, yeah, they're a little rough. I mean, not that rough, mind you. Do we have a wedge beetle up here? Nope, no wedge beetle here. But could use a piercing pod. Now, it is cool to lock on when using the piercing pods, but if you line up a piercing pod just right, you can actually get it to, like, shoot through the body of a monster and hit it multiple times. So I'm going to see if I can't do that. I missed that first one, because it's difficult to try and get the lineup perfectly with their head and their face and their body all in one. That's why I really like using the longbow, because if you can get their head and their... There we go! See, look, I just did like 20 damage with that one pod. Perfect. It also hit the wall there. That was cool. So here we go. We'll pull out our weapon. Why not? We'll start dancing. Let's go, lady. Come on. Come on. There you go. There we go. Come on now. Come into the meat grinder. Get popped, lady. Yeah, meat grinder. That's one of the big reasons why I love the switch axe. It's just, you get something down and it becomes game over. It's just GG. You can just keep swinging until your stamina runs out. So stamina management is pretty heavy for the switch axe. Oh, come on, man. I'm going to switch back to potions. At any time you can... Oh, no, I'm stunned. Help me. Help me, Beef. Help me. Help me. Help. Help. Dang it. You failed me, Beef. You failed me. Oh, wow. We should keep in mind where that is. That's a free heal, pretty much. That's a Vigor Wasp thing. And those Vigor Wasps have like a sack of nectar that heal you if you break it. So they're pretty much free heals. Really good. You can actually command your Palico to drop them later on in the game, which is a really cool aspect. I like how they give the Palicos some use there. So what is this piercing pod? Oh, more piercing pods. Wonderful. So I just used my last piercing pod, and then he dropped some. There you go. Come on. Come on. Pods are usually helpful for harassing these flying guys, because you can just shoot them in midair. And if you get a nice good shot on it, you could probably knock them down. That depends. That depends on how the state of the monster is going. But it should be getting pretty weak soon. We should start seeing it starting to like huff, puff, maybe drool. I haven't been paying too much attention to that. Oh, I think here it is. Okay, so it's being weakened. Now is a good time for us to try and set our trap. There we go. And now we don't have the trap out or even ready on our hotbar, so let's see if we can't get it. Here we go. So shock trap. I'm going to place it down. There we go. And it's going to get hit by the shock trap as soon as we leave, hopefully. Come on, land. Land in the shock trap. Land in the shock trap. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Do we have any piercing pods? Nope. Come on. Come on, Legiana. Come to the shock trap. Come on. Come on. There you go. And now that it's in the shock trap, we can hit it with tranq bombs. And if it's weak enough, we'll capture it. Yeah! There we go. That's not as cool as just, you know, killing the monster outright. But, you know, sometimes capturing monsters is the objective of the game and not killing monsters. So from here, you can return to camp or return to the gathering hub, you know, or do anything else. I usually like to return to the HQ, which is basically that big hub area we started in. So you can't do anything from the monster here. You can't carve up its body if it's still alive and captured, because what you're doing is bringing it back to the research team to perform research on it. So there you go. There's our final hit. There's that big, beautiful, gaping maw. Just... You also get an overview of your stats. So completion time, that took me 19 minutes and 36 seconds to defeat the Legiana. Now, over here into the right, you can see we've got Legiana scales, frost sacks. Now, frost sacks are good for making weapons that will have the frost element on them. Just like poison sacks, flame sacks, volt sacks, or electric sacks. Paralysis sacks, I think, are the ones you want. But, you know, all those different types of sacks will get you different types of weapons. So we got a Legiana hide, a Legiana webbing. Ooh, I think that's a little bit of a rare drop. Legiana plate, frost sack, Legiana hide, and then some armor spheres to upgrade your armor, some coral bones, just some coral crystals, monster bones, nullberries. Those are just like general, every run-of-the-mill, non-monster related drops. So we've got more hides, more tail webbing. Ooh, tail webbings. Ooh, I don't think I've seen a tail webbing. Legiana claw, Legiana scale, hide, and a claw. So once you collect all that stuff, you go over here, and then your Palico can also maybe grab some items for you as well. So you got me a sturdy bone and a dragonite ore. Ooh, tight. And then you'll get your overview screen of how much money you earned. So you get like a ×2 voucher bonus for using your voucher. Your vouchers will give you extra rewards and also give you a better chance at earning certain drops from monsters. So that's why I got a little bit more items than I usually would. So you also see over here, reward money, feints, 0. So I got, if you get feinted, you only have a certain amount of feints before the mission is over. But if you do feint, your reward will lessen. Party size 1, account items. Those are kind of like your points for your entire account. So if you go make a new character, you can use your account points kind of thing. I think. I haven't made a new character yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what the account points mean. And then your monsters, 185 points, and you get your whole total for your research points at the end, which then you can use to go and purchase things or research things or even help out people in the town by using points. So there's a lot of depth in this game. If you're not really having somebody who has a friend into Monster Hunter, it's a pretty big leap. It's a you know, I mean, it's all these monsters are a pretty big leap in this game, but it is a pretty big leap to get in there on those monsters and just learn how the weapons work, learn how the systems work, learn how dodging, learn all these new things. But I believe Monster Hunter World does do a really good job of sort of making that a bit better for you in the term. If you're wondering who this handler is that's talking to us, they're essentially our AI guide to the game, telling us what we have to do next. They're basically your Navi from Ocarina of Time. Hey, listen! Every time you come back, hey, listen! Hey, did you know you have to go do this? Hey, listen! So one of my favorite characters that's in this place here is the Hello, Fivel, this French alloy hair looking girl who's got the hair of the protagonist of, I can't even remember the name now, but it was that big, huge open world game that was based around like old civilizations but new technology kind of thing. Oh, what was the name of the game? But her name was Aloy. The main protagonist was that red-haired girl, Aloy, who had like the dreads on the one side of her hair and the long hair on the side. You know, I still don't have that game for PS4. I really should get it. So here we go. A new limited bounty is available. So here we go. You can register bounties here or claim bounties. So when you finish a bounty, you can go here and claim them. I don't have any quests, but I'm going to fill it up here. So you have like research progression, which is usually complete 3 quests in a certain area. And these will help you get more points and more armor spheres. So you want to make sure that you come back here to get this kind of stuff. So I'm going to do... why not? We'll just stock up on that one. Both research progresses for the Rotten Vale, because they do stack. They do stack. If you take 2 missions that are for the Rotten Vale, and you complete them and you do them at the same time, they will stack. So you'll get 1 point for each, so you don't have to do 6 if you've got 2. There's also this little spot over here where you can go and put in bugs or mushrooms and stuff to collect your harvest, so you can get stuff like mandragoras and parashrooms. I'm sort of farming these for vials for my bow and such right now. And you can fertilize them later, but other than that, that's pretty much what Monster Hunter entails. You go and you fight just a huge monster each time you go out into the field. And there are some other things, like you can do smaller missions where the thing is to carry monster eggs back to your base, but the problem is the second you take that egg, a monster might come looking for you because you stole its baby. So that's just kind of cool things that you can do in this game. But next episode, I believe I need to go find a Rathian. So I might do that. So yeah, on the next episode of Monster Hunter World, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't track the Rathian, because that is the hard mode. That's part of the hard mode missions for the storyline. Really, the storyline, I think, is kind of done-ish right now for me. I just have to fight monsters until I can get strong enough, then the story mode will kick back in. So we'll see you all on the next episode of Monster Hunter World here on Bite Size Beefs. Take care, everybody.